All right, out here at Coral Pink Sand Dunes on a Tuesday. It's already 8:23. I was out at the dunes a little earlier. I just got back, airing my tires up from 12 psi back up to 40. Took a little while. Took about 20 minutes with this new pump I got. I got this Smittybilt pump right here. That one right there. 5.6 CFM. And I started pumping the tires up at 7 o'clock. It is now 7:24. That's 12 psi up to 40. And that thing is hot. The hose over here is hot. I was going to unhook it to put it away right now, and the metal over all this stuff right here is just, it's too hot to touch. This here in the motor, I mean, is this plastic? I really can't tell. I had another compressor and all this stuff was plastic. It was just for looks. It was just like a cover that went on the cylinder head here. It does have a nice big motor on it, but all this is hot. Even the handle here is hot. So, something to think about. It did pump the tires up. It does pull like 45 amps, I think. Yeah, 45 amps. So I kept the motor running. Don't want to drain my battery pumping up the tires. The hoses and everything are okay. So like I said, it does get hot. It's probably why it has this rubber hose coming off the pump. And then it's got the quick necks over here for the plastic hose. But yeah, this thing is still hot to the touch. The Smittybilt Compressor here, you guys have been asking me about how's it working. You know, you got a review on there. It works pretty good. It's got a lot of volume, so it pumps your tires up fast. I mean, it pumps your tires up fast compared to the other smaller compressors. How long will it last? I really don't know. It's only rated at 40% duty cycle. And if you read the thing on the box here, it says don't run more than 40 minutes because it gets too hot. Well, my experience in Utah, 20 minutes it gets too hot. It gets so hot that this hose is hot. All this is hot. The connector is hot. The quick connector on the end here is so hot to the touch. It's like, gee, you gotta let it cool off before you can disassemble it. So I figured let's take a better look at this compressor. It does work. It does pump your tires up. And for the price, it does the job. I mean, now if you're going to Africa or South America, this might not be what you want. You know what I mean? But that's where the cost comes in, where how much do you want to spend? Are you going to use this thing every day? Or are you going to use this once a month? So think about that, because I use this thing about 4 or 5 times just out at Coral Pink Sand Dunes. Because I would air down my tires down to 12 psi to hit the dunes, and then I'd have to air them back up again to go into town. So, yeah. And it did get very hot. Very, very hot. Even when I aired down just for regular off-roading, typical off-road, I was good at 25 psi. But I still had to air it back up when I got on the highway. So, back up to 40. So yes, it does do the job. It is quick. How long will it last? I really couldn't tell you. But one thing I did notice, since I'm here, let's take a good look at it. I've had some other compressors that actually, same thing, they did the job. But the cylinder head, this piece here was plastic. It was just a cover. It was just for looks. I think that was a slime compressor. You can find those at Pet Boys or Walmart or Target. Slime compressor. 125 or 100 psi or something like that is on the box. And like I said, they do the job maybe once or twice, but for regular use, I wouldn't recommend it. Same thing on this one. It just gets way too hot if you're going to be using this thing every day. It's not going to last very long. And first thing is, just off the top, it does have a filter on the intake. Very nice little chrome plastic thing. But like I said, the whole thing does get hot. It does have a nice big motor. It has a circuit breaker. But it does get heat in this area. So if you look at this thing carefully, it is finned, just like a motorcycle cylinder head or an air-cooled engine like a lawnmower. But all this stuff is plastic. It's all plastic. I had to take it apart just to find out for myself. Yeah, so here's the cylinder head. It's held on by 4 little Phillips screws. Phillips screwdriver, I took that off already. And then you get down to the cylinder head, and that's got 4 regular bolts in. And it's got the intake. It's probably got a regular reed type valve on the intake in the center of the cylinder head there. And then you got this part, like, oh yeah, well that's got to add for cooling, right? This thing here is all plastic, just for looks. Now I didn't want to take the cylinder head apart, so I just got my file off. Now I filed a little bit on the edge here of one of the fins, and it's all plastic. This is all for looks. Like I said, it does pump a real good volume of air, and it's got a nice big motor, and it does the job. But how long is it going to last? I really don't know. And that's the problem with designing stuff like this. Anybody can design a bulletproof air compressor, but how much do you want to spend? I mean, cost-wise. It's the cost-wise. There's a graph, there's a curve, you know, where yeah, you can make it bulletproof, but the cost is up here. You're going to spend $800 for a little compressor just to put air in your tires. Then you got the really cheap ones where it's, you know, the housewife can use, and they use it once a year. You know, they keep it in the car, and they're happy with that. So there's an in-between gap there. You got the expedition guys over here that will pay $700, $800 for a compressor. You got the housewife here with the grocery getter. Needs it in case of emergency once in a blue moon. I mean, how many times do you have a flat tire? Like I said, I do use my compressors a lot, but I can't afford the $700, $800 compressor, so I got this one. It does do the job. Something to think about, you know, you get what you pay for. I wouldn't take this to Antarctica or into the wilds of the Saharas or Africa or any kind of competition. Because it'd probably let you down. Probably. You know, some people will say, oh, I've had mine for years. Yeah, but how many times have you used it? How long? Like I said, it takes 20 minutes to fill my 4 tires from 12 to 40 psi. So I'm pretty sure the motor can take it, but it's the cylinder head. It has no cooling or nothing on it. So something to think about. Just from my own experience, it's actually worth the money if you're just a weekend 4-wheeler. That's it. Whew. This must have took like 2.5 hours just for this little segment here. Now I gotta edit it. So anyway, this is Rude Dog from Southern California. It's Thursday. It's barely 5 o'clock and it's still hot and humid out here. I figure I'd make a quick video just because, yeah. Yeah, so I'm 12 to 14 psi on this gauge right here. This thing's showing like 25 or 30. So I don't trust this gauge. That's why I always carry another one. And where it's showing 45, my other gauge is showing 40. So we're going up to 40. And we're on 12 minutes. 12 minutes already. So that's the Smittybilt compressor.